Good morning. I am Sambhunath Misra from Gyan Niketan. Now I am going to take the class on a topic that is sentence, and the topic is the kinds of sentence. Now come, and one by one we will understand about the kinds of sentence. Before we go to the kinds of sentence, at first we should understand what is sentence. As you know the definition of sentence, that sentence is a group of words which has its complete meaning and it has its own subject and predicate. For example, I am writing here a sentence like Ramu is playing. Now you see here Ramu is a subject and is playing is the predicate. So it's a group of words, it has a complete meaning and it has its own subject and predicate. That's why it is called a sentence. Now you come to the second part, that is phrase. So what is phrase? You see the definition that phrase is a group of words like sentence, but the difference is that sentence has complete meaning but phrase has not complete meaning. And subject has its own subject and predicate, but phrase has not its subject and predicate. For example, I am writing here, he reads a book in the garden. And in this, I am removing, just to understand, I am removing subject and predicate. Now you see, a book in the garden. That is a group of words, but it has not the complete meaning and it has not the subject. That's why it is called predicate. That means predicate is a group of words, but it has not complete meaning and it has not its own subject and predicate. Now come to the third part, that is clause. Questioning what is clause? Here make a difference. The first part, the first thing is that a part of sentence. That means it's a different. Sentence was a group of words, phrase was a group of words. Here, clause is a part of sentence which has not the complete meaning but it has its own subject and predicate. Take one example to understand. Here you take one sentence around he plays. You take another sentence I read. There is two sentences. I read and he plays. Now, both are the sentences separately. But what I have done, I have joined these two sentences with a conjunction that is and. And now this entire he plays and I read has become one sentence. Now, if it has become one sentence, then what is he plays and I read? Now it has become a clause. That's why it is called clause is a part of sentence which has its own subject and own predicate, but it has not the complete meaning. That is called clause. So now after understanding the page 1, sentence, phrase and clause, now come to the second page that is according as kinds of sentence. In this page we will see the kinds of sentence according to structure. That means how many subject and how many predicate a sentence is having. First comes simple sentence. A simple sentence which has its only one subject and one predicate. For example, you take this example, Ramu is playing. Right here, Ramu is playing. Now you see here, there is only one subject and one predicate. If I am adding here in the ground, the structure will not change because Ramu is a subject and is playing in the ground is a predicate. That means in sentence there is one subject and one predicate. That's why it is called simple sentence. That means one subject and one finite word, changing word. Then what the compound sentence? Compound sentence, that means where more than one clauses are joined. Two or more than two clauses are joined by coordinating conjunctions. Coordinating conjunctions. So question is, what are the coordinating conjunctions? We will not go in detail, but we will take a tip, that is and boys. And boys, that abbreviation, F stands for, A for and, N for nor, B for but, O for or, Y for yet, and S for so. So these are the 7 group of conjunction that are called coordinating conjunction. If 2 or more than 2 clauses are joined by coordinating conjunction, then it is called a compound sentence. So he reads and I play is a compound sentence. Now come to the third, complex sentence. As we know that complex sentence must have more than one clauses. That's why it's a complex, not simple. But complex sentences are joined by subordinating conjunctions. So question is here, which are the subordinating conjunctions? Now take some, there are some important subordinating conjunctions like if, unless, until, because, as, since, though, although, all the WH. All the WH means what, where, when, why, which, whose, whom, and H for how. These all makes complex sentence. So this sentence, he is absent because he is ill. Now you see, if we will divide this sentence, he is absent will be a separate sentence, simple sentence. He is ill will be a separate simple sentence. But both of the sentences clause has been added by a coordinating conjunction because, and now it has become a single sentence. That's why he is absent has in this sentence has become clause. Now it is not a sentence. And he is ill has become a clause, not a sentence, and they are joined by because. So he is absent because he is ill, a complex sentence. So in this page you have studied simple sentence, compound sentence, and complex sentence. Now come to the third. According to meaning of the sentences, there are 4 kinds of sentences which we study in our class. First is assertive sentence. It has the other names like statement sentence, like declarative sentence. So what is the assertive sentence? Any statement, any simple sentence which is said to inform, like I am taking class. Now the class is going on. All these are the simple sentence, so assertive sentence. Now come to the second part, interrogative sentence. The sentence we use to ask the questions are called interrogative sentence. There are 2 types of questions. One is yes/no question and other is WH question. So what the yes/no question? Those type of questions, such type of questions, which answer can be given in yes or no. Like are you playing? Are you playing? Yes or no? It answer can be given. This type of sentence starts with helping verb, like helping verb, subject and predicate. Come to the other question, WH questions. WH, as we have discussed, is W for what, where, whom, whose, which, and H for how. The sentence which starts for WH and which answer cannot be given in yes, no, it requires explanation. That is called WH question. Like, what are you reading? Now, the answer requires explanation. Come to the third question, that is imperative sentence. Those sentences which are used to give order or command. For example, bring a glass of water. It's an advice, order, request. This type of sentence is called imperative. It is to be noted that in imperative sentence, subject is hidden and always the subject is you. That means you bring a glass of water and second is that imperative sentence begins with P1. That means bring a glass of water. Bring is a B1. One more thing that should be noted here. There may be one word imperative sentence like go. But whenever this type of sentence we will write, we will use here exclamation mark, not the full stop. Now come to the last portion, that is exclamatory sentence. This sentence is different from all three sentences because all the three sentences are used to express the deliberate sentence. But this is the undeliberate sentence, spontaneous sentence, sudden expression that is expressed by exclamatory sentence. Like what a scene, how surprising, what a peculiar scene. Like that, it starts with what and W and that is what and how. In that way, we have studied in the third page the kinds of sentence: assertive, interrogative, imperative, exclamative. That's all for today. Thank you very much.